Sometimes my friends will come to me and be like, my parents asked me when you're getting a car. Oh my God. Like, probably never. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. Unless I win the lottery, I'm not getting a car.
The economy feels broken. I mean, you got people saying they got paid and they still are broke. This guy says, I'm a teacher. I've always been able to support myself, but with the recent rise in prices, is finally struggling. In fact, a lot of Americans are also going to credit card debt. You got Americans out there saying that they turn 30, the big 3-0, and they're broke. Like, how common is this? Made some bad financial decisions, working low pay jobs, failed out of college, still paying off a 14% APY 20K car loan. Terrible right there. And right now, Americans just don't know what to do. Everything's so freaking expensive. They got paid and they're still broke. They want to get a job? Well, good luck, because in the past few years, nobody seems to find a job. It's so hard to get a job. Everyone is staying broke.
I am here to tell you that I live alone in New York City on $4,000 a month. I don't have a studio. I have a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom with a washer and dryer. And I live all of that on $4,000 a month. But I want to be very clear about something, and being very clear about the fact that I am overcoming credit card debt. I used to be in over $13,000 of debt. I've cut that down to a little bit below $5,000. I'm also trying to save up at least $10,000 to bring my mom on an African safari when she retires. So I'm able to live in New York City on $4,000 a month alone, but I'm not doing anything, right? I'm not going out. And there's a lot of context to this, and one of the main things is I'm not in Manhattan, really, ever. None of my friends live in Manhattan. Actually, none of my friends live in New York City at all, either Long Island or like past Westchester. But I'm not frequenting Manhattan, and I also don't drink, so there's no incentive for me to like go out. And I may be totally off base here, but having never left New York, right? Like, I'm not a transplant. I've lived here my entire life. I grew up in the Bronx. I just don't really feel like the full desire to be like go. I don't know. I guess there's like a novelty to the city, and maybe it's because I'm just so frugal and cheap that it doesn't appear glamorous to me or like incentivizing to me. Something that I do really enjoy, though, about living in the city is there is so many affordable food options, and I feel like they get really heavily looked over because of all of like the glamorous places to eat and drink. But if you're okay with going to eat in like a small place, right, or like a little like hole in the wall place, or even food stands or food carts, you are going to have, in my opinion, a much, much, much better meal, and you're paying literally a fraction of the cost. That's just my take. This was kind of rambly and didn't really have a clear objective, but I just felt like mumbling and grumbling.
New Year's Day, I had to go to the hospital via ambulance, and my bills are finally starting to roll in. So I'm going to tell y'all how much I owe in medical bills just since January 1st. Also want to preface by saying I have Blue Cross Blue Shield. That is what my work offers, and I pay $118 a week for the family plan. Okay, starting with copays, I received 3 for $60 a piece, and then my one from the ER was $500, so that is $680 in copays.
Just got back from Walmart. Took these out of the bags. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items purchased. 71 fucking dollars.
If you are constantly complaining about the prices of absolutely everything and constantly say that you can't even afford to feed yourself, you can't afford groceries, then you can't afford a kid. Period. It's that simple. You are not financially responsible or stable enough to afford another human being if you can't afford the basic necessities and groceries for your own damn self. In fact, I'll take it a step further. If you can't look away from the gas pump while you're pumping gas, then you can't even afford a fucking dog.
It's such a weird time in the world right now. I pay so much money for rent, and I feel like I'm a prisoner to my apartment, but I live in New York, and I want to go out and do things, but doing things costs money that I don't have because I'm paying for my rent. The thing is, everywhere is expensive. Like, the cost of living in New York is probably more just in terms of like eating out and stuff like that. If I were to move anywhere else, I'd have to pay for a car insurance, and gas. And apartments may be bigger, but not much bigger. Like, whatever, I could get a 1-bedroom, maybe a 2-bedroom for a bit cheaper. I don't know, $500-$600 cheaper. But then you add the car insurance, then I'm right back up to where I'm paying right now. Anyways, I was really sad today because of all that. Just like, what are we doing? So yeah, I'm running a marathon and not drinking and trying to be animal-based.
So apparently I ruffled some feathers with my last video. I really don't care about the hate comments or crazy comments I got, because most of those people that said I was crazy, they're still victims of cultural conditioning and this cycle, and that's not an insult to me. So many people told me to be grateful, suck it up, this is how life works, it is the way it is. But grateful for what? Go to school, get a degree, and bury yourself in student debt? Save all your money to buy a house you'll never actually be able to afford? Work 40 years of your life just to enjoy a few years at the end? I don't know, I'm done calling burnout, exhaustion, debt normal, living for the weekends and your 2-week holidays. Like, that is not normal. So I booked a one-way ticket. This type of freedom doesn't come with a blueprint or an instruction manual, but it's freedom, and I'm gonna go do it while I'm young. Because the real fucking scam is waiting until 65 to start living.
I'm just sitting up here wondering, please excuse, why life gotta be so expensive right now? I mean, nothing is cheap anymore. Every time you turn around, you stick your foot out the door, you go into a store or order something online, $50. $50 to $100. Outside, about $300 by itself. You go get you a nice meal, just by yourself, just you, one person, $30. Don't have nobody with you, that's $60. If it's a family, y'all ain't not spending $100 just for you 3 or 4. Just to have one meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Y'all don't think something wrong with that? And then it used to be we can just, buy gas and go on about our way. $2.30, cheap as I don't know what. Now, you gotta spend $50 just to go around the corner, down the street. Get your errands done. $50. Life is very expensive right now. I could go on and on and on.
Has anyone tried to get a SD card recently? They're so expensive now. It's crazy. They're like the prices when they were first becoming a thing. Like, you could get, I don't know, you could get a pretty big one for like $10 before. And I looked up one that I got like 2.5 years ago for like $20. It's $80 now. What? Apparently it's because of like all the AI stuff, and because that uses a lot of flash memory or something, so I guess now it's just super expensive. It's crazy. AI needs to chill.
Did you hear the study that said it costs nearly $1 million more over your lifetime if you live alone? It's worth every penny.
I'm at Walmart because I need more underwear. I'm gonna have to take out a freaking loan just to buy underwear. I don't understand, because why is four pairs of underwear $18? I need socks too, but can't get it today.
So you know how people measure inflation in different ways? Like, they have different markers. For example, people look at the price of a pint or the rising cost of a Freddo bar. I measure inflation and how bad the cost of living crisis is based on the lack of shagging. We are in a cost of shagging crisis, and you might be thinking, what is this girl talking about? Let me tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So the cost of living crisis, housing market crisis, whatever you want to call it, people can't afford to move out of their houses. So people are, in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s, they're still living at home, which means they need somewhere to shag, right? But the price of hotels are so expensive, it is insane. You have like basic hotels like Holiday Inn, Premier Inn, Ibis, whatever, that are costing more than £200 a night, which is insane. So people can't afford to go to hotels because who the hell is spending more than £200 for one night of shagging? So then people don't have anywhere to shag. It's a cost of shagging crisis. The people are not shagging anymore. And that is how I measure inflation, and that is how I know how bad the cost of living crisis is.
Good afternoon, everybody. I was thinking about why anybody would vote for a Republican. Sometimes I get a little off base because I have dyslexia, so I wrote a few things down. We have the SAVE Act, okay? That's going to make it harder in red states. People can't afford to buy a passport. So, really, so you're going to require 2 forms of ID. I've got my passport. I go to Costa Rica, so I've got that and I've got my license. Women's health care. I have less rights than a corpse. Preventable deaths from women not being able to get health care if she has a problem during her pregnancy. Something that is totally avoidable to get a D&C or do something like that. They'll let her go down with the ship. Okay? She means nothing. Okay, and then we have healthcare, the rising price of healthcare. I had a $25 prescription that's now $1,250. Okay, and my premiums went up and my deductible went up. Job losses are at an all-time high. 40-year squeeze. Cost of living. Nobody can afford to buy a house. The biggest wealth gap between the rich and the poor. And you think about the W.E.B. Du Bois, the man, it's psychological warfare what they're doing. They keep people fighting against each other because they know exactly what they're doing. Corporations will say, well, it's the brown people's fault. Even if it makes white people suffer, at least they're white. At least they can sit in front of the fucking bus. So anyway, I'm just wondering what women are getting out of it. What are you getting out of it? Only the rich people, the Epstein class, are getting anything out of this. He gets marble in a ballroom and he's supposed to leave. He can't run for a 3rd term. But he's tearing down the White House to do it. And he's doing the East Wing where women once ruled. Eleanor Roosevelt, the women's suffrage, the East Wing. Okay, so I know where we stand. You know where we stand. But are you going to let yourself suffer just because you want to make somebody else suffer and have masked men drag people out of their homes and children in detention centers? I don't understand what you're doing. Anyway, have the day you deserve if you voted for the Mandarin Mussolini. All right, have a good day. Bye.
I just did my budget for August, and I need to start selling something. Something needs to get sold because the math and the money is the math. It's not. I need to start selling it.
So this is very random, but I notice a lot of people some people say oh, I love where I live. I love where I live. I fucking hate where I live. I'm in Massachusetts where, there's a lot of things that are nice here, a lot of nice scenery, a lot of nice places, honestly. But, it's only nice here if you have money. If you have money to afford it. Otherwise, it fucking sucks. And where I live is like a tourist area. So for local people, it sucks even more. Someday, I want to move. I don't know when I'll ever be able to afford to. But if you live somewhere somewhat affordable where you're not paying $2,000 plus for a 1-bedroom crappy duplex, let me know in the comments because I need ideas.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. The fuck? So a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the fuck is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait.
Every time I buy groceries, it really reminds me why I want to become a stripper. Because living in Canada, the cost of living is stupid.
I want to talk about all the things I can't afford right now. We can start with my glasses. I don't know if you can see, they're scratched to shit. They've been scratched to shit since last October, but I ran out of contacts, and my insurance doesn't cover my eye appointment, so not sure what to do about that. Those are usually about at least $300. What else? I need a new catalytic converter. Those cost about $1,500, $2,000. Not sure where that money's gonna come from. It could just be like, fuck it, I don't need a car, but I live in LA. Oh, what else? Oh, that's right. I just came back from a vet appointment for my dog. We went to an animal dentist because she needs dental work. And I got an estimate for the amount of dental work she would need. It's about $3,000. She needs 4 teeth extracted and a cleaning. So, did I mention I also owe $3,000 to the IRS? Yeah, that's on top of the $3,000 that I owe from the 2021 tax season. I've paid that down to about $1,000, but yeah, still paying it off. So that's about like $4,000 that I owe to the government. The government that's gonna kick in my student loans in September. $40,000. Also, I'm supposed to travel this summer, so I'll need a pet sitter. That's about $50 a day. I'll be gone for about 2 weeks. Before you guys are like, well, you can't like just travel when you're broke. You can't like summer in Greece. Bitch, I'm going camping with my friends. And then I'm visiting my family. I want to be able to visit my family. Don't come for me being like, well, you live in LA. If you lived in somewhere that was less expensive, you would be able to afford all this. Sure, I could live in Boise, Idaho, but Boise, Idaho doesn't have the career opportunities that I want. And also, are people in Boise, Idaho doing any better than I am right now? I don't think so. People in America seem not well. And if you are doing well, living under 100K in a major city, I want to talk to you. Like, are you just going home at the end of the day and just like drinking water and playing tiddlywinks? Is that what everyone's doing? I should learn how to play tiddlywinks.
How are people surviving nowadays? Everything is so goddamn expensive, from cars to food to the damn movie theaters. I must have went to go watch the new Hunger Games last night, and that shit was like $37 just for 2 tickets. I'm like, all right, the tickets are already gonna be cheap. Let me try to save some money and get some snacks from the store. Shit, that shit was like $25. Then I get to the movie theaters, I'm gonna get popcorn, something to drink, and a hot dog. That shit came up to like $35. You're telling me it cost me about $100 just to go to the damn movies? Like, what happened to $5 movies and $25 on snacks? If you bought your ticket before, you can go in with a smooth dub and be cool. Not no more. This shit is outrageous.
I can't imagine having to provide for a family and shop for a family in this economy. I only have to worry about myself, and I would like to keep it that way. I came to Walmart. Yes, I shopped at Walmart. I had to pick up a few things. It was right by my work, and I went and got my nails done. Yeah, I got... Let's see, what did I get? I got 3 tank tops, super cheap tank tops, under $4. I got toothpaste. I got mouthwash. I got toilet wipes. I got razors. And I got 3 protein shakes. And it was $60. Like, I know that it all adds up, but I'm thinking like $60 for this, okay, because most of it was like toiletries, so that shit adds up. But I'm thinking, how do people come grocery shopping and like buy a lot of food? Like, I don't grocery shop I don't buy a lot of food because it just goes to waste. So my groceries isn't too crazy, but I can't imagine having to grocery shop and spending like $300+ on groceries. a week. Like, and then that's not even like toilet paper, paper towels, toiletries. That's crazy. Like, what the fuck is that? We are ruined, really.